Stalker: Shadow of Chernobyl released to high critical acclaim back in 2007. The cult classic survival horror FPS transported players to a fictional version of the Ukrainian nuclear disaster site. Now that the sequel is releasing by the end of the year, let's talk everything you need to know about Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. Stalker's success as a series is in large part due to its unique blend of first-person shooter action, survival horror, and immersive sim gameplay. While many are familiar with what a first-person shooter looks like and can probably imagine that format in a horror experience, the immersive sim genre provides a different level of intractability for an action survival game. Other immersive sims like Arkane's Prey and Dishonored games combine the first-person perspective with a helping of horror. But those games are tightly focused into smaller levels and amidst the survival mechanics Stalker has become known for. Like Arkane's titles, Stalker 2 will have emergent systems consistent world rules to allow the player to fully utilize the open-ended gameplay options. These games promote player agency at the highest levels by designing a flexible set of reactive rules that will mold themselves around the choices made by the player. This is different from other action games because immersive sim provides players with the tools to create experiences that would serve as heavily scripted outcomes in other titles. This means Stalker 2 will have emergent gameplay mechanics like recognizable AI patterns to be manipulated by the player in an open-ended fashion. While Stalker's debut back in 2007 showed off some great visuals for its time that hold up relatively well, GSC hoped to delve even further into graphical fidelity with their upcoming sequel. Stalker 2 utilizes photogrammetry to replicate real-life objects and environments within the game. It is also being built in Unreal Engine 5, and the screenshots so far are jaw-dropping. Players will truly feel transported to Ukraine's Chernobyl dead zone when they get their hands on this title. Survival games often take place in wide-open environments that promote player choice and exploration. Here in Stalker 2, that's no different. The devs at GSC boast 64 square kilometers of radioactive landscape with highly detailed environments and varied landscapes. Their entire open world is also seamless, which keeps players immersed in the game's tense atmosphere. As a first-person shooter with high-quality graphics, the details shown off for the environments of Stalker 2 have been very impressive so far. Old, dilapidated water towers and eroding power lines dot the landscape between larger locations like forgotten towns and abandoned mines. Players will journey through dark, treacherous woods, across rust-covered ruins, and deep into underground settlements, similar to the previous games. But there is a new emphasis on color in certain parts of this next installment. Some screenshots show off wide fields of red flowers and sunsets over moss-covered buildings. There are surely tons to explore as players form their own path through the Chernobyl dead zone. Speaking of forming one's own path, Stalker 2 will also have a non-linear story to fit its open-world design. Players will have options in how they navigate the open world and how the story will mold itself around each player's unique path. There are multiple factions formed by the remaining humans that are making a life for themselves within the Chernobyl dead zone. It is up to the player to shape the bonds their character has with the other humans still living. Each faction will ask the player to side with them or start shooting, depending on how the player perceives their role in the overarching narrative. GSC boasts a highly branching story that serves as an epic tale about discovering the truth at the heart of Chernobyl. Players take on the roles of the Stalker, aka scavengers, trespassers, adventurers, loners, killers, explorers, and robbers. The wide array of options in role-playing provides the player with the tools to shape their character. They can become an honorable adventurer, a lone wolf scavenger, a selfish robber, or even a depraved killer. At the end of the day, it's up to the player to decide how their character's story unfolds within the Chernobyl dead zone. While other humans are doing their best to survive in this hostile environment, Players can expect a wide variety of enemy types over the course of their playthrough. Different factions will represent the human foes who carry their own beliefs and morals which challenge the player in combat or narrative. But on top of surviving humans, the radioactivity of Chernobyl's dead zone has also transformed previous peoples and animals into monstrosities. The mutants in Stalker 2 vary greatly across numerous deadly subtypes with their own abilities. Animals like boars, dogs, and rodents have become gruesome, horrifying predators, shaped by the hostile radioactivity of the dead zone. Some mutants like Chimera, Poltergeist, and Pseudo-Giant represent the more fantastical side of Stalker's universe. Players will have to balance different tactics depending on the foes they come up against, whilst exploring the open world. Good thing there's plenty of ways to combat the murderous forces at play in Chernobyl. GSC stated that there are over 30 available weapons in Stalker 2. This includes pistols, assault rifles, shotguns, submachine guns, sniper rifles, grenade and rocket launchers, and heavy machine guns. Within each weapon class are multiple weapons like revolvers and double-barrel shotguns. GSC also stated that weapons are customizable across numerous accessories and attachments to best fit the character's playstyle and the enemy situation of the moment. Players may opt to attach a scope and kill enemies from afar without even changing position. Or they can go in stealthy and take out each enemy with a silenced pistol one at a time. Then there is always the explosive route, which calls for heavy machine gun fire in between launching grenades at a large number of foes. The variety of enemies mean that one tactic will likely never work for all situations, so players will have to utilize their full arsenal or learn to adapt to the ever-changing monstrosities of Chernobyl. Since the Chernobyl incident plagued the lands of Stalker 2 with radioactivity, there are even more powerful forces at play the deeper one goes into the dead zone. Players can discover artifacts which grant new abilities like gravity manipulation and radioactive absorption. These serve as major power-ups to fuel exploration and provide a sense of progression to the otherwise open-endedness of Stalker 2's gameplay experience. The more powerful the artifact, the more dangerous the mission will be to recover it. With as dangerous and desolate a world as Chernobyl is, many would find it preferable to explore it with friends. GSC stated that soon after launch, they plan to bring multiplayer to Stalker 2. This will be a free update, but it is not yet clear how many friends will be able to join up. Still, it will definitely be exciting to team up with others and do battle with mutants as players uncover the wide open world of this next installment. The game was previously planned to launch in December 2022. However, due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the release of Stalker 2 has been delayed from its original December 2022 target date. The Stalker 2 release is now expected in December 2023. Vladimir Yetsov, the developer of Stalker, was killed whilst defending Ukraine, according to the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense. Although other developers from the Stalker team have taken part in the conflict in Ukraine, Yetsov is the first reported casualty among them. Stalker 2 promises to provide players with an action-packed, horrifying, and open-ended gameplay experience. Whether you're a returning fan or a newbie excited to experience Chernobyl for the first time, there's a lot to look forward to with this upcoming survival horror action FPS. With its promised release still at least several months away, what aspects shown off by GSC has you the most eager to play? Sound off in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming content just like this.